A woman from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania went missing from the area where she lived a year ago and was last seen leaving her friend's home on surveillance camera on May 28, 2022. Her name was 45-year-old Dana Christine Smithers.
Wants answers after she mysteriously vanished 25 days ago.
2822 Eyewitness News reporter Sydney Costas live for us in Stroudsburg. She's got more with the family's concerns tonight. Sydney?
Nick, Candace, 45-year-old Dana Smithers has been missing for nearly a month now. She was last seen here on Stokes Avenue. I spoke to her daughter-in-law today about what Dana was doing that day and when they decided to call police.
Someone doesn't just disappear. You don't just vanish out of the air and are never seen again.
Brianne Farino is the daughter-in-law of Dana Smithers, a Stroudsburg woman who's been missing since Saturday, May 28th.
Dana is very outgoing. She is the type of person who will start up a conversation with you in the grocery store and like you just made a lifelong friend. She is very outgoing. She is she can make anybody laugh.
Farino says that Saturday, Dana went to a street festival at a local restaurant with her 6-year-old daughter. Later that night, she walked a few houses down to a friend's home on Stokes Avenue. That's when she was last seen on a Ring camera after 11 p.m. The next morning, her cell phone and medication left behind at her home with no sign of Dana.
Her purse, her wallet, her car, everything that she would bring, you would bring with you anywhere you go is at the house.
Dana's family reached out to Stroud Area Regional Police after no one heard from her for 2 days. State police have since joined the investigation. On Wednesday, law enforcement searched the area of Glen Park but found nothing. Dana was last wearing black jeans and a burgundy shirt. Farino says each day brings more discouragement and they need the public's help to find her.
Someone has to know something. You know, she has children, she has a small child, and she deserves to have her mom in her life.
Dana's family has been hanging missing person signs in the area just like this one. Anyone with any information on the whereabouts of Dana Smithers is urged to call Stroud Area Regional Police.
Almost 1 year after Dana Smithers went missing, on Thursday, April 27, 2023 at around 11:20 a.m. officers were called to the wooded area next to the Park Avenue on-ramp to Interstate 80 East in Stroudsburg after a borough employee discovered what was believed to be human remains. On May 1, 2023, it was reported the human remains found in the wooded area were identified as being Dana Christine Smithers after an autopsy was carried out.
The coroner has identified the skeletal remains found last week in the Poconos. Officials say the remains are that of Dana Smithers from Stroudsburg, who went missing last May. The 45-year-old woman was last seen on surveillance video leaving a friend's home. A search at the time came up empty, but last week a decomposed body was found in a wooded area of Stroudsburg near the on-ramp to Interstate 80. The Monroe County coroner says more tests are needed to determine how Smithers died.
Even though Dana Smithers' body was just found around a month ago and the authorities have not conclusively confirmed her cause of death, there's been speculation around Brian Koberger and if he's involved in her death because his parents have been called to testify in front of a grand jury in her case. Dana Smithers' remains were found in Stroudsburg, just 23 miles and a 32-minute drive from where Brian Koberger lived with his parents in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. A source close to the case was reported to claim that Brian Koberger has a solid alibi and is not likely connected to Dana Smithers' disappearance.
As coverage on Brian Koberger and the University of Idaho murders continues, eyes are now on him for a different crime. 2822 Eyewitness News reporter Emily Allegrucci joins us live in our studio to tell us about the remains of a local woman that could be connected to Koberger. Emily?
Good evening, Nick. Dana Smithers went missing back in May of 2022. Her remains were found in the same county where Koberger's family home resides. Koberger's parents are now being asked to testify on the case, leaving Stroudsburg locals uneasy.
The parents of Brian Koberger have been called upon to testify, but not in regards to the murder of 4 University of Idaho students last November.
It's so crazy that someone from this area could do such horrible things to people, and the fact that that he might possibly be responsible for this other murder that happened a while ago.
Koberger was accused of killing the students and was arrested at his family home in Monroe County. Now, Koberger is being connected to Dana Smithers, who went missing in May of 2022. Smithers' remains were discovered earlier in the month in a wooded area in Stroudsburg, just 30 minutes from Koberger's home.
It's definitely a little scary. Makes me, kind of want to protect myself around town. It's just freaky living in somewhere where that happened.
Koberger's parents are being asked to testify before a grand jury in Pennsylvania in the case of Smithers. Stroudsburg locals are shocked to hear about the potential connection, but they say it is not hard to believe.
If they did it once, they're capable of doing it again anywhere, I think. Yeah, even in this area.
If it was him, I'm not surprised, because I believe he did everything, and I don't think that he's innocent.
When hearing the news, Monroe County residents had one common outcome they were hoping for: closure. Those who live in the area near where Smithers' remains were found are unsettled by the news, but they hope that this is just one step in the right direction to getting her family some answers.
She deserves justice, and I'm glad that maybe this might be it for them.
Now, a source close to the case does say that Koberger has an alibi for the time that Smithers disappeared, but the grand jury has not concluded their proceedings and consider the investigation as ongoing. Nick?
Be sure to follow that case closely. Emily, thanks.